This prison industrial complex, it's fucking bullshit. It's terrible. Terrible state of affairs. I'm Ravin Pierre, running for U.S. Senate, Washington State 2022, aggressive challenger. Let's talk about term limits. I have a two-approach plan. One is long-term, the other one is short-term. Let's talk about the long-term. The long-term plan is going to be based upon a strategy adopted from a successful campaign by Grover Norquist. Have you ever heard of him? Well, he happens to be the most powerful man in Washington, D.C., never elected. Since 1985, he has managed to target every young conservative elected official in office in D.C. to sign the anti-tax pledge. And it's been quite effective, but as you can see, it's how dysfunctional Congress has become since 1985. I don't care for the person or his policies, but I admire his strategy. Again, it is effective, and I want to adopt that for term limits. There is something called the U.S. Term Limits Pledge. As an elected official, senator, I will spend the next 6 years in office to talk to every single member of Congress, all 538. I know that I have no expectation that the older members would sign. There's no incentive for them. But it's the younger members who have been experiencing all this chaotic garbage all these years. It's fucking bullshit that they're more adept to sign this than the older ones. And the long-term, a generation past me, perhaps, maybe 10, 20 years, we would start as a seed and metastasize to a large enough mass that someday, when a bill crosses the desk saying term limits for Congress members and term limits for Supreme Court, we've amassed the right amount size to make this happen and make it law. This is the end game, long term. The other proposal I have, short term, is lead by example. I am trying to seek assistance of any creative legal lawyers out there. I want to come up with a legal framework that would prohibit me from ever serving beyond 2 terms. My personal goal is just to do 1 term and get the hell out. I don't care for DC too much. It's a toxic place. But the idea is I want to create a legal framework, some kind of contract that I would enter on my own volition and sign it co-sign it with the governor of Washington State, the attorney general, or the secretary of Washington State. And I'm going to put my balls on the line. If I break this contract with the state of Washington, I'm willing to go to prison. I understand there are detractors out there who would say, oh, this can't be enforceable. I understand that, but let's put it in this context. There are creative ne'er-do-wells in Texas who were able to invent some form of abortion bounty hunting and make that legal. If that's possible, then with the right minds, we can come up with a legal framework or contract with the state of Washington that would ban me from serving more than 2 terms. And I'm entering this willingly, as I'm saying again. And that way, lead by example. I hope that's enough to convince enough people to join my side and get me elected into the Senate. We've got a lot of hard work to go ahead of us, so let's try our best. Thank you for spending the time to listen to me talk about the importance of term limits and my 2 planned proposals, short-term and long-term. Bye.